Budweiser, McDonald's, Coca-Cola, Budweiser, McDonald's, Budweiser, McDonald's, McDonald's, Coca-Cola.
Why would a company like Coca-Cola, that everybody already knows, spend millions of dollars to remind you that they still exist? Why does Coca-Cola want to buy a Super Bowl ad? To answer this question, we brought in a smart person who gets paid to get inside your head. Meet Amy Avery.
Chief Intelligence Officer at Droga5, Adweek and Ad Agent's top creative agency.
Let me guess, faking your own death to get out of your Verizon contract?
You know, people around me ask all the time, because I do measurement, is 5.1 million really a reasonable amount to charge for that, and why would a brand ever do it? Yes, you're buying exposure, but that's not really what you're buying there. You're buying access into conversation, you're buying access into a memorable experience, you're triggering emotion.
Oh, man.
One truth about advertising is that it usually targets your subconscious more than it does your conscious mind.
So much of advertising is built for a long tail. People say it doesn't work, and they're like, because I didn't see something, and then go buy it. And I'm like, that's not what we're counting on, actually. We're counting on this long tail.
For some big purchases like a car, you might research it, give it a lot of thought, and that's where the details of an ad you saw about an APR deal might kick in.
It's 0% financing for 60 months.
But for most of the things that you buy every day, you don't really think about why you're doing it. It's that brief moment before you grab a product off the shelf that those countless ads you've seen over and over and over again take effect. Should you go with the cheaper brand you've never heard of, or the more expensive brand you saw on TV? So there was this study done, and it took two items that were exactly the same. But one had a brand on it that people knew, and the other one was the same product without the brand. People preferred the exact same item branded by 24%. Cut to 4 years later, and that brand slashed their ad budget. The same test was done, and the brand's perceived quality was cut in half.
Toy chow mein for a perfect meal in just 6 minutes. Buy some today!
I will!
One of the reasons for this is that not only does not advertising make your product seem less desirable, it also raises the perceived quality of your cheaper, generic competitors. Your perception of the difference between product you know X and product you've never heard of Y, it shrinks. And advertising is not just meant to make you go out and buy something. Yes, that is a big part of it, but it also works to make people happier with a purchase that they already made. People in the ad world call this reinforcement. You want to know that the thing you bought is good, and seeing an ad makes you enjoy the product that you already have more. So without ads on TV to make you feel better about the purchase, you might think the item is worse.
And when people talk about how it doesn't work, I'm like, mathematically it does. I mean, they wouldn't keep doing it. These companies are massive companies with a lot of investment behind making sure that it's working and tracking that it's not. There is 20 to 30% of your sales typically come from advertising. So yes, you're still going to have sales. Your company's not, Coca-Cola's not going out of business if they stop, but they're no longer counting on that percentage of sales. So if they have 100 sales, they're now gonna have 80 sales.
Let's go back to that Coca-Cola ad. There's family, there's friends, and not a lot of Coke. The soda is kind of secondary here. What it's really doing is stirring up your emotions. It's making you feel something, family, patriotism. Coca-Cola knows that that feeling, that emotional connection, is what's gonna make your hand want to reach for the red bottle.